my livni is mechubed with cheiko.
This is how it's talked about. Tom Gold, young man. You can take the baby.
Johnny, look at it. John.
Aleinu l'shabeach, nashdorei l'chol.
خليه يشبعها.
Don't be shy. You need to just walk down to that one door over there, then over back, and then I leave the baby beyond.
Give him the Tanya Rogoff.
You can sit there with that fire side down. Go, and then to the middle. And boy,
ונאמר ויעדרין מלך לארץ ויאמרו יעדרין חדש לא יראה.
our family and friends, I'll say it again. Wow, a round of Bris, Baruch haba. Hodu Lashem ki tov, ki lo ilam chasdoi. A healthy baby boy, Nachman Yosef. Hashem, I'm so very tremendously grateful. Thank you for our miracle. Thank you for bringing such a tremendous celebration to our lives. A special thank you now to my wife, Zin, for bringing such a gesund, a peaceful and calm, yet strong baby into this world. Sue, you cooked him in your tummy, and you wouldn't let him out until he was just right. Sue, you are my greatest blessing and the reason for my happiness. You brought into my life our 4 precious, wonderful children. Sue, I know the pregnancy was not easy, but look how Hashem has rewarded us with such a great treasure. And a big happy birthday to my wife, Sue, whose birthday was on Monday this week. What a birthday present Hashem has given us. I want to just tell you a little bit about his name, Nachman Yosef. What does it mean, and why did we give it to him? How did we come to it? It's nothing simple. Everything's deep, and everything's connected to Hashem and our lives. Before the birth, Sue, as usual, approached me and asked me to look into the Parsha and to see if I could find a name. Well, at least one she would agree to. As well as a link to Rosh Chodesh, because our son was born on Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan. When we look for names for our children, me and Sue also try and find a connection to what is going on in our lives currently. And as you all well know, our family has gone through a very difficult time this year. With both my mom and especially my dad being very sick. So now you will be wondering, how is Rogoff going to find a connection between all these different things? Here goes. I opened up to Pasha Noach, and then I remembered, Noach has a hidden name, Nachman. Oh. If you open up the Chumash to Bris 29, Bris 5, verse 29, I'll read for you what it says. This is speaking about when Lemach named his son Noach. It says, Vayikra et shmo Noach le'emor zeh, Yenachmenu, ve'aseni mi'atzvon yedeni min ha'adama asher arara yekok bach. This means, the translation of this is as follows. Lemach called his name Noach, saying, this one will bring comfort or rest from our work and from the toil of our hands, from the ground which Hashem cursed. And if you look carefully at the word Yenachmenu, you will see it is actually the word Nachman. And if you want this in black and white, just look in Bris Rabbah on this verse. As it says, Nachman zeh Nachmenu. How did Noah bring comfort or rest? Rashi says that with the birth of Noah, he brought an end to the curse of that when you planted wheat, instead thorns grew. And also Noah invented farming utensils to help the world grow food more easily. You see from this that Noah actually uplifted the world. Noah's other outstanding feature was that he was called by the Torah a tzaddik, a righteous man, perfect, who did not become corrupted by the sinful society in which he lived. And I guess for these two reasons, the Torah says he found favor in the eyes of Hashem. Yet we know that Noah is criticized. And I believe it was because he was unable to uplift the world physically, to give the world more physical rest, is what he did. But what Hashem really wanted is for him to elevate the world spiritually, to inspire people to change, to improve their ways, for mankind to become more spiritual. And now, if we race through the timeline of history to the generations before Mashiach's arrival, Hashem sent to the world the Tzaddik Yesod Olam, my teacher, Rabbi Nachman of Breslov. His teachings are a burning fire which warm the heart. They bring comfort to our hardships. They bring comfort to the hardships of our lives and elevate us to become more godly. It is his teachings which are uplifting Yidden throughout the world in our days, giving us the true comfort of having strong emunah to live in Hashem's presence. And there's much more. Cheshvan is the 8th month of the Jewish calendar. The number 8 signifies above nature, the supernatural. And what is amazing is the Hebrew date today is the 8th of Cheshvan. Cheshvan is the only month of the Jewish calendar which has no holidays or special mitzvahs. Yet we are taught that this time is reserved for the time of Mashiach, who will inaugurate the 3rd and final temple in Cheshvan. Every letter of the Jewish year has a specific. Every month of the Jewish year has a letter which is associated with it. The letter for Cheshvan is Nun. The letter Nun is also considered the letter of Mashiach. In our present reality, which is confined by the boundaries of nature, the Nun is bent over. If I have to just draw it for you, that's how the Nun currently looks. It says, with the coming of Mashiach, the Nun will straighten out and become the straight Nun, the Nun Sofit, and will break through the boundaries of nature, also descending into the lower realms of reality in order to reveal there God's all-encompassing infinite light. The Mazal, the star sign for Cheshvan, is a scorpion, the Akrav. Akrav literally comes from the word Akev, which is a heel. As it says, and you, referring to the snake, shall bite him, man, at the heel. The poisonous scorpion, unlike that of the snake, which is hot, is considered cold. The Mashiach is the one and only soul who can overcome, kill, and ultimately revive the primordial snake in order to convert it to good. The soul of Mashiach manifests the ultimate rectification of heat and burning solely in his love for God and Am Yisrael. So I think you got a pretty good understanding of how Nachman fits in. Now I want to tell you a little bit about Yosef, and then we'll wrap it up. So, actually, my son Gadiel is the one who brought this name to attention. A few weeks prior to the baby's birth, he was firmly convinced, and firmly convinced everyone else, that this indeed was the baby's name. So who was Yosef? Yosef was the first child of Rachel. We know his name and the meaning of his name from Bris chapter 30, verse 24. As the verse reads, so she called his name Yosef, saying, may Hashem add on for me another son. Hashem indeed has answered my prayers for another son, and my son Gadiel, who also is born on Rosh Chodesh, for another brother. So Yosef means to add, to increase. Yosef was a leader, a Talmid Chacham, a learned and wise man. He was well built and handsome, and he also carried the title from the Torah Tzaddik. As you know, Nachman Yosef was born on Rosh Chodesh. I discovered some beautiful links between Rosh Hashanah, which is a Rosh Chodesh, and Yosef, as it says in the song of the day for Yom Chamishi. Blow the shofar at the moon's renewal, and it carries on, and he imposed it as a testimony for Yosef. Rachel's prayers, because she was barren for another child, the tradition teaches us that were answered on Rosh Hashanah. And also, Rosh Hashanah was the day in which Yosef was released from prison in Egypt. And furthermore, each month has a tribe associated with it. The tribe of Cheshvan is Menashe, who was the firstborn of Yosef. And one final point, that is the connection between Nachman and Yosef. Rabbi Zalman Sorotskin writes that the only place in the Torah that we find the use of the word le'emor, which means saying, immediately prior to the explanation of the naming of a child, is before Noah and Yosef. He explains that both of these were prayers which their parents made, which indeed came true. Our prayer is that all these positive quality traits should be imbued in our son's neshama. And that what the Gemara says, that when a baby is born, it brings a healing to the whole family. May Nachman Yosef bring a multiplication of comfort and compassion into all our lives. Amen. Amen. And final 10 off, thank you to everyone for coming for the Bris. And everyone helped. Thank you to Rav Moshe Sher, the Mohel, and also to Adrian Picker, the nurse. Very big thank you to my parents and parents-in-law for all their help they have given us and the help also with the Bris. Thank you to Lana Markovitz for her delicious catering, which you all can eat now, lots of it. I'm finishing, and her beautiful decor, and also for Tanya Joselowski for the balloons. I hope I haven't left anyone else out, but we love you all very much. And I just want to end with one thing, and it's something which Rabbi Goldfein actually taught me when I was in Yeshiva, and it's something that stayed strong within me, is that the Bris, the way we celebrate the Bris is through Sudas Mitzvah. And the Sudas Mitzvah is when you wash on bread. And it's just my wish that you guys, if you just make a little bit of extra effort to wash your hands and really to turn this month of Cheshvan, which they said is a Ma'ar, right, a bitter month, into the Ma'ar, which is a drop, which is the rains that happen on this month, to a month of blessing. Thank you all for coming. Mazel tov, mazel tov.